Hello, I am Palak Vadadia, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology from Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will learn the unit number 3, that is Python functions and modules. Already we have completed our unit number 1, that is in that we study the different operators, that is arithmetic operator, logical operator, like that. And then unit number 2, that is some decision making statements and loop. Now in unit number 3 we will discuss what is the Python function and modules. So when we consider the unit 1 and unit 2, that is your 40% of your syllabus is completed. When we complete this chapter, your 60% Python syllabus will be completed after completing this chapter. Now today we will going to discuss the topic, that is defining the custom functions and organizing the Python codes using functions. So let's start with the functions. A function is a block of organized reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. The functions provide the better modularity for your application and a high degree of code reusing. That means, see, in sometimes what will happen, you have to do the same operation multiple times. So is it not feasible that every time you have to write that code again and again? So what you will do, you have to just make a one function, and whenever you require, you just call that function. So your code length will decrease by using what as a functions. That's why it is written, that is your application has a high degree of code reusing. That means you are going to reuse that code again and again. Python gives you many inbuilt functions like print, right? Already we use that function, if you remember, that is print function. But you can also create your own function, and that function are called as a what? As a user defined function. Suppose you require if you want to add some data and you want to create a function, right? I want to add this 5 data and again I require this thing. So what I'll do, I'll just make that as a function. So that function is known as a what? Is a user defined function. So based on your user requirement, user will going to define that function. So it is known as a user defined function. Now next we will discuss the docstring and function help. Now built-in function help to display the docstring from the function definition, right? For example, you just consider this code. See what is a docstring? Okay, here see, this is what definition. When you want to write any function, then you have to start with this command, that is define function. DEF, the meaning of the DEF is what? Is a defined function. And this is what is the name of your function. This indicates what? It's a name of the function. And this is what? That is inside this inverted comma, this is known as a docstring. See, whatever you are writing inside this inverted comma, that is referred as a docstring. And here what? It is the return. That means what the function will do, what the answer you want, that you have to write in the return statement. Now calling the help of the function area produce this output. See, that means this is what it's. I'm just considering this is what is an inbuilt function. So when I write help and then it's area like this, see help and area. So it will display this docstring. See here, it's what is a number here. Number, then it's just what is a return the area of triangle with the dimension, base and height. Okay, this is known as a docstring. Now see one more example of the function help. See, if you write in a Python command line, for example, you know the absolute function. What this function will give? It will return the absolute value of any number that you are entering here inside the absolute function. So here it is written what? Return the absolute value of the argument. Alright, and this number and number, this is known as a what? It's a type contract. That means inside this function you have to write the numbers. That number is anything. It can be integer, it can be a float. Here also it can be the integer, it can be the float. That we will discuss in detail in this session only. Now first we will discuss the function design recipe. That means what are the different steps that you have to follow while you are designing the function. This that you have to mention here in the examples. That means what should your function do? Then type the couple of example calls. That function is, for example, sum. Then if I pass two arguments, sum 10.20, then answer is what? It's a 30. So I have to write this kind of the example. So user can understand what exactly this function is do. See, here it is clearly written as a sum. Here I just passed two arguments, 10 and 20. So it give us the answer, that is what? 30. Now pick a name. That is what is the short answer of what does your function do. See, here what I have written is a sum, because I want to add this two number. I cannot write simply it's a XYZ. So no one can understand what exactly this function will do. So instead of writing this, I'll just write the sum. So anyone can understand, okay, this is the function for the summation. Whenever you pass the two argument inside this function, it will add this value like this. Now the second step is what is a type contract. That means what are the parameter types and what type of the value it is written. See here, I'm just taking the same example, that is sum. Here I'm just writing it's a value 1 and it's a value 2. So what this function, what is a type contract in this? So here we have to define type 1. Value 1 is what? It can be the integer, it can be the float. So you just write down as what? It's a number. Can be integer, can be a float. Here value 2 is what? It's also a number. It can be integer, it can be a float. And finally when you are just specifying this two argument, it will add this and display what? The result is what? 30. So that is also a one number. So this is what are the parameter types. So value 1 type is number, value 2 type is number, and your answer is also what? It's a number. So what type of the value it return, that you have to specify. Suppose if you want to add two strings, right? If you want to add, so here you just specify the add string, okay, and here you just specifying that is string 1 and string 2. So in that type contract, here instead of number you have to write what? It's a string. This is also what? It's a string. And final answer is also what? It's a string, like this. Now type 3 is what? It's a header. Pick the meaningful parameter name like this. It's a what? It's the add string. So here I have to write def. That is what? It's a defined function. And then I have to mention that is what? It's a add string. That is str1 and str2. So it's a meaningful name. Like by reading this name, I can understand, okay, this function is related to some addition of the string. Alright? Yeah, in a type contract, it may possible here string and some number also, that is depend on the function. Suppose if you are writing here, if you want to calculate the length of the string, right? Your function will calculate the length of the string. So my definition of the function is what? It's a define len underscore string. So by using this name, you can clearly understand this function will calculate the length of the string. And here what I am passing? String. So when I want to write the type contract for this function, so here I have to write what is a string. And what it give? It give me the number, that is length of the string. Maybe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is depend upon the string. So I hope this is clear. What is a type contract and header? Now next is what is a description. So mention the every parameter in your description and describe the return value. That means, see, you remember then I use this function, that is sum value 1 comma value 2. What this function will do, then I have to mention that this function will add the value 1 and value 2 and describe the return value. That is already I have described. It will add the value 1 and value 2. And then body, that means what exactly your function do. Suppose I want to add this 2 value, then inside the body I have to write down value 1 plus value 2, return, then value 1 plus value 2. Then test. That means you have to run the example and check whether your function is working properly or not. That means it give you the required output or not. So now we will see applying the design recipe. The problem is what? The United States measure temperature in a Fahrenheit and Canada measure it in a Celsius. When traveling between the two countries, it helps to have a conversion function. Now write a function that converts from Fahrenheit to Celsius. That means we have to write a function that converts the Fahrenheit to Celsius. Then what is the first step? Yes, it's the example. So you have to write some examples. See here I have written convert to Celsius, then 32 degree. Then it is answer is what is a 0. When you convert the 212 in a Celsius, then definitely answer is what? It's a 100. Now what is the second step? The second step is what? It's a type contract. In the type contract here, what you are specific, user will enter the Fahrenheit. So that is what? It's a number, and your Python code will calculate that and convert it into the Celsius. So that is also what? It's a number. So the type contract is what? It's a number and number. The next is what? It's a header. So we have to take this a meaningful name. So DEF is for define the function, and the meaningful name is what? It's a convert to Celsius. So anyone can understand, okay, here I have to specify the number and my function will convert that number into the Celsius. So convert to Celsius and Fahrenheit. So it is indicates that you have to enter the Fahrenheit over here. Now third is what is a description. It returns the number of Celsius degree equivalent to Fahrenheit degrees. Okay. And the third one is what? It's a body. That body, inside that you have to write down what exactly the work of that your function, that is return, then Fahrenheit minus 32 multiplied by 5 by 9. That is the formula that will convert the Fahrenheit into the Celsius. Now we have to run the examples. Now see, putting all together, our function will look like this. This is what? It's a defined function. Then this is what? It's our doc string. If you remember, then you have to write the doc string inside this. So whenever user will type help, and then here the name of your function, that is convert to Celsius. So this doc string will display here. So what will display? That is number and number. So user can understand, okay, I have to enter the number and the answer is also what? Is a number. And what your function will do? That is already written. That is return the number of Celsius degree equivalent to Fahrenheit degree. And some example is also given to you. So by looking this example, you can easily know. It's just like your MATLAB help. If you remember in MATLAB also, if you are typing the function, then that will give you some example. So by understand that example, you can modify your function as well as you can use that function in your code. And finally, this is what it is, our return statement. So I hope this is clear, right? So if you have any doubt, then please contact me. Thank you.